Hi, I'm Justin, and now we're going to learn how to make vegan quesadillas, okay? So the first thing you have to do, you have to start it at least 5 hours in advance, and you have to surround all your cashews with water. I usually do it in bulk, because they usually last a decent amount of time anyway, but I always give them 5 hours. So we have all the ingredients right here. We have the white pepper, we have the garlic powder, we have the lemon juice, we have the salt, we have the nutritional yeast and the cashews, so that's pretty much everything we need, and tapioca flour. So we need 1 cup of soaked cashews, but since we're all soaked, the original recipe calls for half a cup of cashews, but since they're soaked, I'm just going to do 1 cup because they get a lot larger after soaking. I only have a tiny little baby blender, but it does the job. This can work with pretty much more or less any blender, I think. Then we're going to move on to the nutritional yeast, which is 1.5 tablespoons. So we got the tablespoon thingamajig right here. If you accidentally put too much nutritional yeast in, it's not a big deal because nutritional yeast is always better the more you put into it. There you go. That was too much, but I don't really care. Next we're going to do the garlic powder. And then it's easier if you just take the lid off, to be honest. And it's 1 teaspoon of this. Dump that in there. And we need 1 teaspoon of lemon juice as well. And then the white pepper, we don't reuse very much of it, it's just half a tablespoon of that. And we need salt, which is not very much, it is 3/4 teaspoon. So just fill that most of the way up. I don't usually like to add salt that much, but for making cheese it kind of is essential. And then the last ingredient is the tapioca flour, and that is 1/4 cup. This is what basically gives it its elasticity. So if you ever buy a diet product, that's how they get their cheese to switch. So instead of buying it more expensive from them, you can kind of just do it yourself. And then water is the very last ingredient, which you need 1/4 cup of. Now you just leave it to blend while you put everything away. You can turn the oven on to high heat. You're supposed to put it on to medium heat for 5 minutes, but I don't have the patience for that. So. This is going to a party tonight where I'm going to try to make everyone into a vegan. It never works, but anything that pushes people closer to it is something that I'm willing to do. So we're making a bunch of quesadillas so they can see that cheese is useless and you're wasting your money by buying it at the store. You can make vegan cheese at home to save baby animals. This is going to start curling really, really fast, which is a good thing, but it also means that I can't put stuff away without watching it, or else it's going to be really messy. But that's not going to keep me from being negligent, so we're going to keep putting stuff away. stir it a little bit. You can feel a little bit of thickness going on.
Do you scrape the bottom?
Yeah, scrape the bottom.
So Justin,
Yes.
if two vegans get into an argument,
Like a bead, yeah, I know.
jeez, ready to ruin it for everybody online.
I'm pretty sure everyone's
Who's getting thick?
Yep, that's how I like it.
In the arms of the angel.
Okay, so now pretty much everything is waiting for it's done cooking. So we just need to get our tortilla shells, which are right here. The whole wheat ones had flour, no, sorry, not flour, honey in them. So I couldn't buy the honey ones, unfortunately. But if you do find whole wheat tortilla shells, that would be ideal so it doesn't spike your blood sugar. As these don't have any fiber in them, unfortunately, but you take what you can get. And I wash my hands before doing this, so don't worry.
史上最短な男だぞ。てめえのツケ金では払えねえぜ。
So it's starting to get into more of a cheese. You can see that it's sticking to the bottom. If I was actually stirring it the entire time, that wouldn't have happened, but life isn't about making good decisions all the time. So you can see it like stretches sort of. Just like real animal titty curdled juice. Everyone's favorite ingredient. So we can turn it off right now, stir it for a little bit longer. And the amount of cheese that you want to put on these is actually very little, because it'll start pouring out the sides if you put a lot on. So this actually lasts you a long time, believe it or not, even though it doesn't look like a whole ton. And you can also double the recipe because it's pretty cheap anyway. The only thing that's really expensive about it is the cashews, and since they're soaked, they're a little bit bigger. So we're just going to start with 2 quesadillas.
So what are some of the health benefits to this instead of actual cheese?
It has much less saturated, well, it has basically no saturated fat, I think, if any. And then no cholesterol, obviously, because only animal products have cholesterol. I forgot to warm up my quesadilla maker.
Alright.
Another little mention here is that if you don't want to use your quesadilla maker, you can also, if you don't have one or something, you can use a waffle maker too. Waffle maker quesadillas actually taste really good. I still make them sometimes, even though I do have a quesadilla maker.
Alright.
So that's pretty much the end of it. If you know how to make a quesadilla, then you can pretty much make it the exact same way. It tears apart just as easily.
Alrighty. I guess we'll come back when it's done.
A little clicking noise means that the quesadilla is done. You see what I told you about how fat the quesadillas get when they're in there? So you really don't have to put that much cheese, it lasts a while. So this actually makes a really good amount. Pop them in there. You can also put whatever you want inside the quesadillas. It'll still taste great. Well, if you like the ingredients that are in them, like mushrooms, greens, jalapenos, onions, lettuce, tomato. So those are pretty much done. You see it didn't take that much time. So this works more or less the same way if you have a waffle maker. You can also like throw them on the grill. on the stove, and you can just like let them cook like that. And then you have some pretty great quesadillas, like so. So you can rip them apart, and they're very gooey and stretchy, just like a regular quesadilla. Oh fuck, that's hot. Alright, well, there we go, quesadillas.